welcome to the Cottage. I am Babs with Cottage Rogue, and welcome to the 2025 Mid Year WIP Parade, and I am so excited. I pulled out all of my WIPs. That includes my vintage WIPs from before I took my very long break, and that includes any WIPs that I have adopted, and I, for the first time, have a grand total of 49 WIPs. 49. I knew it was up there. I didn't know that's where it was. In fact, I thought I had 50, but then I realized one project was actually just kitted. So it's ready to go. I have four current projects that are kitted, but I haven't started them yet, so they're not here. But I'm really excited. But let's get started. I'm just choosing to do this random. And I don't have any before pictures at all, so I'm just going to go ahead and throw them at you, and this is what we're going to do. So everyone sit back, relax, grab a project, definitely enjoy, and I'm looking forward to hearing what your favorite cross-stitch projects are, or embroidery at the very end. I do have some embroidery projects that I'm including in on this as well. So let's get going on this. So random projects, we are starting with the Fungi SAL. I have a couple of them that I show you. It's by Living on the Rainbow. This was a SAL that was from last year, and actually its companion book right now, the Poison Garden SAL, is currently out and running. And while I haven't started on that one, I am part of it. So I'm definitely going to be making that as well. But this is going to be the cover. And so the front cover, we have fungi, and of course we have the spine of the book, and then the Rogue's Fungarium, which I charted those myself. And then we have edible, not edible, and this cutesy little frog right there is so cute. I love it. Absolutely love it. And then I also have finished the first page, which is the Stinkhorn. It's so cute. And this is on Ada. This particular one is 16 count Ada from Bestitch Me. It's coconut shell. I love this color. Absolutely gorgeous. I started this before I'm still not comfortable working on other types, but I'm going to try it. That's what the second half of the year is for. Like finishing up some of these WIPs and then trying out some linen and some more even weaves other than Ada. So I'm really excited. But yes, here is the Stinkhorn. Edible, but yuck. And again, these are random. I've just kind of placed them out there. This next one is by the Witchy Stitcher called Guardian of the Woods, Leshy. It is on Garden Party, 18 count Ada, also by Bestitch Me. And this is as far as I've gotten so far. Now, it may appear to you that this is all black. It is not. There are some very, very dark browns in there. Very dark browns. And greens. Dark browns and greens. I don't know if you'll be able to pick it up, but in the beard down here, there's some greens. I could call it a beard. It is not a beard. But yeah, so I have started this one. It is super cute. I love it. I will absolutely be pulling this out again, probably for the fall, I think, or spooky times around Halloween. We're coming up to some fun stuff after this summer, so I'm really looking forward to it. Now, one of my vintage patterns here that I started in the early 2000s, this is a Dimensions kit. It is called God's Promises. And here is what it will look like. It's a cute little charm. And this is as far as I am. So here we are. I think it's super cute. It's Noah's Ark. It's adorable. I had this, it might have been before, it might have been in the 90s actually. I don't see a date. No, I do see a date. It is 1997. 1997. So I could absolutely work on this and get a really easy finish because I'm not that far from being done, you know. And it's very, very, very close. Let's put you back. Come on. Excellent. Ooh, I think this one has, yes. So this one has my GeckoRouge kit, which is pumpkin spice cottage. And this button shows what it will look like right here. Let me try not to get a glare. There we are. And I've started up by the corner with the moon. And this is how far I am right now. So you can't really tell. And it's going to be a little bit before I even get to the moon, which I believe it'll be right around here. I love this though. This is on 24 count, 26 count. I think it's 26 or 28 count gridded fabric. And I'm doing full cross using 1/1 full cross. This is the one that I'm doing with the Alchemist Stitcher as well as GeckoRouge's, but I will put both of their channels in the description for you. They do some really fun full coverage works, and I do have a few full coverage works as well, this being one of them, so I'm excited to get back to this. Actually, because I have put off my full coverage for a little bit because I've been working on gifts and all of that. So, but you know, it is how it is and it goes how it goes. But that one's actually fully contained in my beautiful fall bag right here, which I love. Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to switch over to this side a little bit. Oh my gosh, don't fall. No. Do not. Okay, I will grab this one first because it's falling. So this one is one I had adopted that came in the mail here. This one's called ABC. Very, very cute. I love it. We have a little nighttime animals here. This is by Laurie, Birmingham Designs. And it's very cute bell pull. And so far, it came to me like this. And I believe this is maybe the C, perhaps? I'm thinking so. Pretty sure this is also a linen, which I haven't stitched on before, but I see a lot of schlubbing. I see schlubs. So that will be fun to do. So I will be working on this as well. And I do have quite a few cousins who have been having babies. So, you know, that'll be a thing. So this one is old. It is My Little Mermaid. And I've actually seen kits like this that's really similar. Oh, here's what she will look like. The ones that are like this, that are similar, actually have her arms in a different position. And I think it's because if you don't have the back stitch in, it looks a little questionable. So, but I think she is really pretty. So again, here's what she looks like. And here's what I have so far. The last time I've done this, I was probably in high school or maybe even younger. It's on definitely 14 count Ada. And yeah, I absolutely need to get her back stitch. And I want to finish her eyes as well. She just has the blue part. Yeah, there's a lot of block stitching in this. Now, at the time when I was working on The Little Mermaid, the block stitching is, I got bored and I wanted to do more stuff. And that's part of the reason why I stopped it. Oh, this is called Water Portrait, by the way. Water Portrait. But now I can really appreciate having a good chunk of block to stitch. So, you know, it's both are good and both are necessary. Okay, I have one that's Neuron City by Barbara Anna Designs. I really love this one. I'm putting up a digital version of it because I have a digital copy. It's on 14 count Nighttime Rainbow by Bestitch Me. And I think this is absolutely fantastic. So here's the wonderful and beautiful fabric. And then this is right side up, and we have the beginning of Neuron City. So I went for a middle start because there's not a lot of leeway on the edges here at all. I love this acid wash, by the way. It looks so cool. And I imagine that the pink up here is the sky. I love it. I think it's so great. Absolutely fantastic. So it is utterly beautiful, and I had to show you the whole fabric because it is gorgeous, let's be honest. So I can't wait to work on this again. It's been an absolute joy to stitch. And then I also have the dichotomy of working on a light fabric and a dark fabric because it has both, you know? Now I have Bleeding Hearts Brew by Amanda Elliott with Haunted Frames. I have this on 20 count hydrangea by Fiber on a Whim. And oh my gosh, you're going to probably barely be able to see this. Is this right set up? Okay. I think there's only like 200 stitches in this. But look. Okay, so this is where this is going to be a back of a dragon. And like the wing draping over a teacup. And then this is like the tail. It's very delicate. I've stitched this 1/1 full cross. I think it's beautiful, and it will definitely stand out more once I get some more stitches in. I just got to get there. I started this as part of my 14 days of Valentine's stitching because there are a bunch of hearts in it, and it's very pink. And I love it. I think it is so cute. So I've been really having fun with it. I will have to pull it out again before Valentine's Day next year. Okay, I've got a couple in this bag here, and if you've seen this bag, if you remember, you know I have the Artsy Housewife in here, Within a Dream, which was my first Artsy Housewife pattern. It is gorgeous. Look at that. So I've done a lot of the black in here. I've done some green. That's about it. But this is quite a few stitches. I love it. I think it's gorgeous. This is on 18 count pistachio from Atomic Ranch. I love this. Like, this fabric is fantastic. This will be like a really long, I mean, I could turn it into a bell pull. It's a really long statement piece. And I can't wait to work more on this. So this will absolutely be coming out. I love working on it like in the fall. So I'm so excited. It's so pretty. I really enjoy these WIP parades because then I'm able to pull out all these projects and be like, oh yeah, I haven't worked on that one in a while. I should really put that back into my rotation a little bit. So it's like a really good and healthy reminder. I also have another one in here. It is Scary Sampler from Heartstring Samplery. And I believe this is on 20 count spooky or 18 count. It looks like 18 count spooky. And this is what I have right now. I love it. It is so good. I love the background. I love the Demogorgon flower. I mean, seriously, it's a Demogorgon right there. I love it. And then these lighter ones right here, there's going to be a background behind it, so they will pop for sure. But there's a dark green that's behind there. And then I've added some other variegated flosses. Like this is a variegated that I added, a silk from a Stitch Bee. And then this one is a different brand that I don't have off the top of my head right now. And I really wish I had a note card containing that information so I could tell y'all. But I don't at this point, but that's okay. Scary Sampler is so much fun. And then I also want to get its, like, eventually I want to get its mirror pattern as well, which is like the happy version of it. So, but in the meantime, I love this. This is so fun. And I love the little references that are going to be throughout this piece. I really like to stitch this one again in the fall because it's Scary Sampler, and also Sampler September is a thing. And so, yeah, it's going to be amazing. I'm going to switch back over to this side now. And of course, we have different by D's 20 stitches on my 20 count spooky. Oh my goodness. And I actually have, this is the Stitch for Pride 25 stitch along. And I'm just going to have to hold this up because, yeah. Uh-oh. Oh, you can't see it. No. Here we are. Look. Oh my gosh. Very cool, right? Very cool. So we have these different motifs of individuals that are transgender, non-binary. I love this. I absolutely love it. I chose to do 3 colors, the variegated pink, variegated blue, and then this gold color, which is called Grinch, which I love it, from Night Color Stocking. The other 2 variegated are DMC. This is stitched 2/1 full cross because I do have a DMC white in there every once in a while, just as like a transition, and I did some blended threads in here. On 20 count, that's it gets pretty thick, I will tell you, but I have some blended threads in some of them, so that's why I did it. So when at all possible, I try to do like here we start with the blue on Ellie Bias up here, head down into the white and sharing the colors, and then the white into the pink, and then of course a different color with the flowers. Oh, she's so good. She's so good. Now, I haven't done July on this yet because I've been wanting to show you, and I've also been busy doing other things, but I still have a few more days in July. As of when this is filmed, this is the last Tuesday in July. I have 3 more days. And so I'm definitely going to get started on it. And that one will come across the bottom right here, and it will show the bottom. So I will have a bunch of extra fabric over on this side that I can use for maybe like some bookmarks or another bell pull or some smalls. I have quite a few smalls that Spooky would look great with, especially with, speaking of spooky season coming up. Absolutely. So I have plans for the excess of this, but also I'm really loving this stitch along. It is so much fun. I'm learning about the history of these individuals, and what it was like at whatever time period that they live in, with a variety of cultures too. Fantastic. I love it. This was great. I'm really glad that I decided to do this, especially since these 20 stitches, when he puts out a stitch along, once it closes down, it's done. Usually, most of the time. And every once in a while, if you're lucky, you might catch like a special every once in a while. So I'm really glad that I caught that one, and I'm working on it as well. And I've been having a lot of fun with it. So it's been really good. Let's see, what do we have in here? Oh my gosh, yes. Okay. I will absolutely have to pull out my Miss Forest Mushroom by Nora Corbett. Oh my gosh, isn't she so pretty? I love her. I absolutely love her, and I've loved stitching on her. I had stitched on her specifically in November. She is on 14 count Huntress because I wanted a darker green. Let me fold her up a little bit so you can kind of see, and I started at her feet. Here we are. And all those little holes in there's especially like right here, those are going to be beads. I do have all the beads. Oh, she's so pretty. And what I really love about this pattern in particular, and I don't know if all Nora Corbett patterns or Mirabilia patterns are like this, but it's basically block stitching, but not like huge, sections of it, but it's essentially block stitching with a little bit of frills. And I think it's so cool. I love it. She's super fun. So I absolutely need to pull her out again because I love it. I'm also really impressed with myself that I managed to get her feet. Look at that. They're round on Ada. I did my partial stitches and they didn't look bad. So she's fantastic. Oh, I love her. And I know I say that about just like every project, but I do love my projects. Otherwise, I wouldn't be stitching on them at all. But I am very excited about her. I also really love the aesthetic of mushrooms. So having Miss Forest Mushroom is just very delightful. And I'm debating about whether or not to get the other 2 patterns. They're very bright and neon and in your face. And I don't know if I want that, but they're also super cute and they're very fun. And like I said, bright and lively. So maybe I will do that anyways. but we'll see. Oh, this one. This is a full coverage that I haven't worked on other than like the 280 some stitches that I've done. This is called 20-Sided Dice Fairy, designed by UnconventionalXStitch, artwork by Jasmine Beckett-Griffith. I love her artwork. I think she's fantastic. And the fabric is 20 count hydrangea by Fiber on a Whim. So 20 count means that it's actually going to be really large. I got a yard of fabric, I think. Pretty sure, yeah. And I started at the bottom. I don't know why I'm taking all of this. Well, the fabric is like huge, except it's going to be tall and you're not going to be able to see. But, hold on. There we are. That is the bottom of the dice. That is black in the shadow right there. Can you believe it? So, I think it's pretty. I like it. I've been having a conundrum recently, though, because I've started working more with gridded even weave, and I'm just like, do I like just use this hydrangea for other projects because it's pretty? And the project I picked is full coverage, but I plan to take out the background because it's 30,000 black stitches plus a few other colors just in the background. 30,000 black stitches. Also, I thought the purple would look really pretty with the dice and the coloring and all of that. So what do you all think I should do with her? Should I, for my dice fairy, keep going on the hydrangea and then have the pretty hydrangea on the very edges? Or should I just put my big girl panties on, get some gridded fabric, and stitch all that black and probably get a cone of doom? Because I think that would be more cost effective. So you all will have to let me know. Please tell me in the comments below. I am really on the fence with this because it's such pretty fabric. I have a whole bunch of other patterns I can use for this pretty purple, but I can also see this fairy on this pretty purple as well too. So we'll see how it goes. I haven't even gotten all the floss yet, just because I was going to focus on the dice, which is huge, by the way. Absolutely monstrous. That's why I love it. It's a D20. It makes my gamer girl happy. For sure. For sure. Oh, okay. So here we have another one of my older kits that I had worked on. This is called Cherish. It is a kit by, how do you say it? Bucilla? Anyway, look at that cake. That beautiful wedding cake. So I went through a phase when I was younger and I bought like a whole bunch of wedding related things. Hold on. There we go. Because I was thinking that I would do them for myself and I had a grand plan with them and I was going to put it up, and I haven't done any of that. But it is a really pretty cake. And this will make for a really pretty sampler for someone too. So I have, most of the cake is not filled in, but you see down here, there's the white and it'll go up. And then I don't really have that much after this to do once I fill in the white and everything. This would be a really easy one to finish. And then if I wanted to give it to someone else, I could put their dates underneath or over it and call it good, you know? So we'll see. I do have some other wedding ones in this exact same style by the same kits. But yeah, so I can do more. Or I could put them all as like one giant sampler and made it get super long, similar to what I had done before. So, I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. But again, this would be a really easy finish for me. And it would be, oh, the needle. Don't get caught, needle. There we go. And so that's seriously considering that, because it would be great to get some of these finished by the end of the year, because I mean, Needlework Marketplace is coming up at the end of August, and there's going to be so many more patterns that I'm going to want to start. And I don't want to get over 50. But I guess if I do, that doesn't really matter so much to me as long as I can work on the projects. That's my thing. So I've had an explosion of new starts over the past couple of years. I'm kind of wondering if I ought to pare down, but I'm not sure about that yet. So we'll see. We'll see. Speaking of full coverages here. So I have my descants fully kitted up. And I haven't worked on this in a while. There's no way I'm going to get the 6 pages done by the end of the year in order to get all the other free charts. This is the Hayes Stitch Along 2025. And yeah, Heaven and Earth Designs, descants. Now, basically, this is a lot of light colors. It's light on light on light. There's not a single white, though. There's no blanc. There's no 3865. I don't believe. But they're all like different. There's definitely no blanc, okay? There's no white. But yeah, there's going to be a woman, and she's going to be right about here. And she's pretty large, too. I now have 8 pages available to me, so I could go with it. And I believe this is the first page. And I think either that or this is the first page. I'm not certain at all, but I've definitely come all the way down here. You can see how light it is. I absolutely have to stitch this under my super bright lamp, or it's not going to happen. But I've been trying to get some more color in there. I've been getting some pinks and stuff. And right here, this flower, I've been wanting to get this in as well, too, to get some of those blues. I think would be brilliant and have something really pretty to look at. So I absolutely need to pull this out again, too. I have another one of my old kits. All right. So this is Creative Accents cross-stitch kit called Butterfly Expressions. And this is from 2003 dimensions. Creative Accents right here. I think it's gorgeous. I love the colors in the butterfly. So beautiful. And actually this one I have in a separate thing. So my Ada used to come in these, and I've repurposed them. So, you know. Now this came with a printed chart. You actually don't stitch all of it. But look. Oh, she's so beautiful. I need to work on her some more. But I love the vibrant colors. So cool. So cool. So yeah, kit in 2003. So I picked this up when I was in college. All right, this one is from Bab's Birthday SAL. I love it. It is Heart Sampler. It's by Bad Vibes Only. And I did a color reversal. So instead of doing it pink on pink, I'm doing blue on pink, which is so fun. This is all I had. Unfortunately, when I started this, I did end up getting rear-ended. So like in a car accident. So I didn't have the bandwidth to really be doing a lot of stitching at that time, unfortunately. But I did splurge and treated myself, and I bought Bestitch Me silks for it. And then this is an 18 count, I believe it's Necromata by Black Dahlia's Fabrics. So I love it. I think it is gorgeous so far. This is the one that I have an anatomical heart on it eventually, and then there's going to be like a rib cage right here too. And it's really cool. It is so cool. There's going to be like a tree. And I just thought this was really fun and unique. I wanted to try something different. And instead of doing the pink on pink, the blue on pink. I think it's so cool. And I can't wait to work on this more during my birthday month, which isn't until February. I want to pull this out beforehand, of course. Okay, this one's super special. Now, I have not worked on this one yet, but I adopted it. My mother-in-law gave this to me a number of years ago, like a long time ago. And I believe this was originally done by my husband's great aunts. Maybe this is called Snow Crocus by Candamar Designs. I am not sure how old this kit is. But here it is, Snow Crocus. It is very pretty. It is so beautiful. I love it. And I actually took it out. It was in a Ziploc baggie and everything. But the Ziploc baggie was really gross to handle. And so I moved it into one of these bags because it's a lot better. It actually came with the floss. But there's not that much left to do on this, to be honest. And, oh, nope, I misremembered. There's actually quite a bit left to do on this. My bad. But here's where we are so far. It's very cool. It is very cool. And one of the things that's going to be challenging for me is with adopted projects. I know that I cross my X's opposite from most everyone else. Most people end their last leg going from the upper right to the upper left to the lower right, and I end mine from the upper right to the lower left. Yes. Maybe. Upper left, lower right, and I do upper right, lower left. Yes. So I cross it differently. Whoever stitches, they cross it differently as well. I did not meet the stitchers on this, but I would be privileged to finish it. And then we'll have a little bit something, completed. That was part of my husband's family in my house. And even if I didn't know him, it doesn't matter. The thought's there. I love adopting and completing. Well, I haven't completed any adoptions yet, but but I am working on them. They're works in progress, and I can't wait to complete them. But yes, the Snow Crocus. Absolutely gorgeous. I love it. It's appears to be 14 count Aida, but it was a kit, so it was all came in with the kit. All right, so this is another Artsy Housewife. It's called Chunky Forest Kitty, and it is on Cornucopia 16 count Aida by Bestitch Me, and I did this for the Cranky Kitty birthday sale in March, and this is all I have. Oh, so yes, it is the Chunky Forest Kitty. And the Chunky Forest Kitty has some mushrooms just like in the foreground. So these are the mushroom heads. It's just a little bit. There's maybe 100 stitches on here. And I love this cornucopia. It got to the point where I couldn't find it. And I'm like, all right, next time I go to Bestitch Me, if I see cornucopia, I'm just going to buy it. And I did. So it was on 16 count Aida. That's what I got. So I am really excited for Chunky Forest Kitty. There will be a lot of black because this forest cat is black and beautiful black fur, but it's like the whole thing. There will be a lot behind here of block stitching that black. So again, I think the Cone of Doom is probably a really good investment if I get that DMC 310. I really should get that DMC 310. But I'm very excited for my Chunky Forest cat. It's so pretty and so cute and totally worth the effort for sure. I'm going to pull out this one because I know I have Halloween patterns in here. It is very exciting. And this one right here is another adopted piece. It's by Ships Manor and it's called Halloween Town. This is where I'm at so far. And when I obtained this, the only part, it was like the mausoleum, this ghost, this purple part right here, and then down here was all completed, as well as like a teeny tiny bit of the Soul River. Everything else I have done since then. And I actually got the variegated floss straight from Ship's Manor as well. That is called for. So everything on this is called for, including the fabric, which I don't believe I have the name of that right now. It's okay. It's on a piece of paper folded up in this, and I'm not going to get it out. At least not right now. But I do know that this was a WIP Go piece that was pulled, I believe, for the month of July, which I have not worked on it yet. So you will see this again in my regular floss tubes fairly soon, for sure. But I love it. I love Halloween Town. I think it's just fun and bright and vibrant. Also, these colors right here were a little bit of a pain to work with, but frankly, just looking at it, it's totally worth it. It's kind of like metallics, you know? It's a pain to stitch with, but when you're done, oh, it just brings so much added dimension, and I love it. And then my second one in this bag is Halloween at Hawk Run Hollow. We have this on Fiber on a Whim's Cypress, which I believe is, it's a 20 count. It looks to be a 20 count. And I had started last year on the number 9 panel, I believe, which is the vampire, like the coffins. And is it like that? Yeah, this way's up. It took me a minute. But this one is going to have the vampire because I switched out his pants and I made it a pinstripe pants. So I've decided there's too much black going on. We needed a pinstripe pantsuit. So that's what we did. And there's going to be a lot of black in this one because of the cape. Totally fine. I believe this one will be a mummy and this one will be Frankenstein. And I've got some of the background stitches here, which I'll have a few more to do. And this border, I went rogue on the border. I am Cottage rogue after all. And this is a variegated DMC. And you can see how pretty it is. It's got like some pinks and oranges and purples and maybe a little bit of blue and green, possibly. But I love it. I think it's gorgeous, and it will be gorgeous, and I can't wait to work on it some more. This will definitely be a multi-year project mainly because I really have to be in the mood to stitch seasonal things, and generally it has to be during the season. Like, I don't know how I did that Christmas in July. I think I was just being stubborn, which was a good thing. But for me, doing stitching for Christmas that's not like in November or December, that is so hard for me. But yeah, I can be stubborn. I can do it. And here I have my project that didn't pan out. I have A Year in the Woods by Cottage Garden Samplings. The first one I have is the Fox. I love these. Yes, I am part of A Year in the Woods 2 as well, but I haven't started on any of those. I've started on 2 of these. First one's the Fox, and this is the one I'm furthest along. Oh, look at how distinguished the Fox looks. Now, I am using the DMC conversions on this, and this is 18 count Ada. I believe this one is Winter Mix. I had saved some Ada, and I've set it aside specifically for these projects, so I do have enough for this year, for the Year in the Woods. And I also started the Swans by Cottage Garden Sampling, so here we are. This is February's. I love it. I started in the middle, though, for this, and I did not get very far, but they look like little shoes. Well, that's part of the beaks right here, just part of the beaks, as you can tell. They look like little shoes, but I love it. I think it's fantastic. Also, I find it interesting. Now, I actually have ketchup on my WIP Go board for A Year in the Woods, and none of them have popped up yet. None of them. Well, maybe one. But so the last half of WIP Go of this year, there is going to be a lot of them. But I think it's good because then I can work on it and it would be totally fine. And I love that. Now next, I do have a very old Paula Vaughn called Through the Mother's Eyes by Leisure Arts. Again, I picked this up back in college, maybe high school. I don't remember. I thought it was really pretty. I thought I could make it, you know, and have it for my wedding and everything. And then life got busy and that didn't happen. That is okay. But now I'm not sure if I want to finish it because for a couple reasons. One, I put this on Ada. This appears to be 14 count because that's what I did back in college. Yeah, it's very large. It's very pretty. Look at how pretty this is. But also, this is not enough fabric for the whole thing. There's no way. I didn't check what I needed. I didn't do any measurements. Websites, as far as I know, weren't really a thing back then, helping you figure it out. Do I think she's beautiful? Yes. What I may do is I just may finish the bride and her dress and stuff and then call it done. Because I don't know. I don't know. And I don't know about this one. You know, at some point, you kind of have to cut your losses. And this, I think it's beautiful and I love it, but I don't know if I would do it for myself again. I have to ruminate on this. I have to mull it over in my brain and see, because I have different feelings about this now. I have another old kit, and this one is a Catitude by Jalen Corp. This is Yarn Attack. Okay, this is really cute. I went through a phase back in the day. And did I even start? I did. I started this, and not very much. I haven't worked on it since the last time you saw it. I have the ball here and the tummy of the cat. I don't even know which way this is supposed to be. No clue. I think it is, yeah, the ball's on top. There we go. According to the photo, right? Yeah, that's how it is. But this is as far as I've gotten. Again, just using the Ada. And oh dear, I hope I didn't put it on the wrong way. No, I didn't. Okay, that's good. This is all I have. It's just some fun stuff. And just kind of relaxing to do. So I went through a phase with all of these cat-related things. I haven't started some of them. Oh, but I like them. I had a cat growing up, okay? I don't right now, but I had one growing up, so I loved all things cats. And speaking of more kits, I actually started this one not that long ago. I guess it was last year. I started this during the Olympics, the Summer Olympics. And so this was very summery. It's called Take Times. It is a Learn a Craft Dimensions kit. And is very cute. This is as far as I've gotten. I believe those are color completed right now. You can see where the starfish is going to go. And even though I only have this much done, you can tell just by looking at the photo. I mean, yeah, there's stitches, but it's not like there's a lot. There's a lot of white space as well. So this will go fairly quickly for me once I sit down and do it. But I gotta sit down and do it. And I also did this for the Thread Kremlins Bring Out Your Kit SAL, which I have so many old kits, as you can tell. And so, of course, I'm going to bring them out and work on them and show them off. But that summer one, I definitely want to work on before the end of the summer, for sure. Now, this project, zipper. This project is called La-Di-Da's Tiny Sampler, and I'm using the tail ends of things on this. So I went through a phase where I was keeping the tail ends of my project. And so if I did stitches, then instead of putting them back on the floss drop or on the bobbin, I would put them on here. And then I pull from there to do my sampler. I can't show you what this is going to look like when it's done because it's a free pattern and it's just the pattern. There's no actual final result. So I do want to finish this. I can't wait. I'm pretty sure I have enough here to finish it. Now, what's really fun is that all these flosses came from the 9 Christmas gifts that I made for my family last year for Christmas, past Christmas. So that's really fun that I can use this to do this. And I know I have like no border here or anything like that. It's fine. This was just me practicing some things and trying some things out. I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do with it, or even if it's possible to frame it, or maybe turn it into like a little bag. That's probably what will happen, honestly. But this is super cute. I really enjoy this, and it's a fun little tiny sampler. So I enjoy it. Okay, let's grab one that isn't an old kit, because I have quite a few more old kits over here. So this is Verdant Revelry. This is my most recent pattern that I have, that I got at the Lindy Stitches retreat, like, 2 weeks ago? So I'm using the Bell Pull Verdant Revelry. It is by Sprouting Lupine. Look how beautiful she is. Okay, so this is on 20 Count Acorns by the Stitch Me. And we have the beautiful border. Again, it's a bell pull. It's not going to be very big because it's on 20 count. And then these leaves are part of ginkgo leaves. And I love ginkgo trees. They're so cool and they're very prehistoric. I love how it's based, their leaves fall based on temperature and they have a pretty yellow color. It's so good. It's so good. Or maybe it's by light and not temperature. Or maybe it's a little bit of both. I'm not entirely certain, but I love the ginkgo leaves. And then there will be 3 moths and little moons and some other things going on in here. I am so excited. So this is my most recent pattern acquisition and my most recent new start. So I love it. And we cannot forget, I'm sure you've all remember seeing these. My Dimensions, A Santa's Truck Stocking by Simon Threadwell, right here. So of course I'm going to include these, even though you've just seen them. I'm sure you've watched all 12 of my Christmas in July episodes, right? But here it is. I love this. What's really cool, I'll let you in on a sneak peek here. This is actually one of the WIP Go pulls for the month of August. So you will see this again. I found that so hilarious, actually. It's so funny. Oh my goodness. But yeah, so here's where I am right now. This will change by the end of next month. It's so good. I just thought that was hilarious. So we have a Sesame Street kit by Jalen. It is called Surprise! It's Elmo. We love Elmo, right? It is a lot of red. So much red. But I actually started this way back when, as a gift for a friend of mine. And I could absolutely continue with it. Oh, there's a needle right there. Here we are. Oh no, I don't think I can finish this. Oh, phew. Okay, yeah, I'm all right. I thought I did it wrong for a second there, but it goes like this. I was so scared. Oh my stars. So yeah, this is the hand, and this is going to be the big mouth right there. Here, let me bring it back up. I cannot believe I psyched myself out. Yeah, you can see it, right? You can see it. Okay, good deal. But this was, is there a copyright on there? Not easily found, not quickly found. So that's fine. It even comes with its own little red frame. Let's get a little fancy, okay? Getting a little fancy with Ragnarok by Long Dog Samplers. I love this pattern so much. I need to work more on this. I need a dedicated day every week that I work on just this, because I am doing this with Cass, with Dances with Floss. And so we're doing this together, and she is way ahead of me. She's got her 2 pages done for the quarters, and I do not, but I'm loving this so far. I have this on 20 count Ada. It's Avocado by the Stitch Me. And I'm doing a variety of colors, okay? So the outside is black. And the little bit that's on the inside, you can kind of see the variegated here. This is Bog Witch by Pirate and Robin, which I love. It's got just enough greens and blues, but still super dark. And this background is like the sky. So I feel that it's very fitting and stormy for Ragnarok. This is our hashtag End of the World sale. And we should have this finished by, well, we started it this year. So in 4 years. In 4 years. So, but she has 2 pages done and I do not. This is the bottom of the first page and this is the side of the first page. And I need to do more. There will be more colors in this. I have so many different colors. I'm not going to go into it now. But when I do pull this out in future floss tubes, I will be sure to explain the colors I'm using at the time because there's going to be a lot. It's kind of a grand experiment for me. I've never done a long dog before. So I am super excited for this. Of course, I have my stack of critters by Makiko stocking. Right here, Dimensions Kit. I think it's so cute. And this is as far as I am on it. Currently, haven't done anything since my Christmas in July, but that's all right. I love the cheeks. The penguin's cheeks are so cute. They're adorable. This is on gridded fabric. It appears to be a 14 count. And I've just been having fun with this. It's great. And also my first time using a Q-snap. So that's new. I really enjoy this. I have a few in this bag, okay? Because these are paper patterns. I have 2 in here and 1 kit. Of course, we have our beautiful Fire and Ice right here. This is by Jeanette Cruz Designs. And I finally found a year. And it's from 2001. This is literally the first pattern that I received from my husband back when we had started dating. I got this for Christmas in 2001. Amazing. Also, this is one that I had rolled the dice on my last floss tube. So you will be seeing this on my next floss tube because I need to put some work into it. But oh my gosh, this horse is stunning. I love this horse. I get a lot of comments about this horse, and I think for good reason because it's on black. It is on black. This is 14 count Aida, and frankly, doesn't matter that it's on Aida. It is gorgeous, and I love it. And the colors are so bright and vibrant, and I have a lot of more red to do. Reds and oranges, which is great. Not as much blue to go. I actually did quite a bit of that, especially like the navy blue, because navy blue and black is really hard to see. But I love it. We have the little eye there on Fire and Ice. When I get done with this, I will absolutely be framing this and putting this up somewhere in my house because it's gorgeous. And I love it. And there's a lot of history here, and oh, I love it. I love it. And my husband is very, very happy that I pulled it out and I've started working on it again. Because again, I've gone through a long hiatus after college when I was working and all of that. And I recently got back into it and it's fantastic. Now, most recently, I've been working on The End by Bad Stitch from the Adventure collection. Here's what it will look like. And I am really far on this. You all have seen it. I'm super far. I want to work on this. I want this one to be a finish this year. That is my goal. Because I don't have a lot left to do. I put this on 18 count garden party. And you can see I've done all of the green. I just have the flowers to do, the little swirly curly cues, and then the sword. That'll come out here. And I just love the story behind it. I say that every time, but it's true. It's one of my favorite patterns. One of my favorite smalls. And then I also have a kit in here. Teresa Wensler, which is Tapestry Cat. Look at that. So my cat looked like this. This was my cat. back when I was growing up. His name was Bruce. He was a Himalayan. Very cute. I love how beautiful this cat looks. And when I bought this kit, I had no idea that it was going to be on Lugana and that there was specialty stitches. But it's fine. I have a baby start. Let me find it. Ta-da! It's literally the bottom edge. So I guess it's technically like this. So that's it. That's all I have right now. But that's fine. I think that's okay. And I also I had copied the pattern. Well, I need to recopy it because I'm missing like 3 or 4 lines on all the edges. So I might just bring it into work and then lay it super flat. And I think that'll work. I don't know. But this kit was brand new when I opened it. Okay, and I say brand new. I just mean it was never been opened. But I had gotten it a long time ago. I don't know how long ago. It was probably in college. Because that's when I started getting more adventurous and picking out things. So we have our tapestry cat. We are getting down to the wire now, as my pile has shrunk considerably. And this one is another full coverage piece of mine. It's called Winter Bonfire Night. Artwork is by Lars Stewart, charted by Michelle Saeta with Heaven and Earth Designs. This one I just started on June 8th. And I have this on 25 count. That's the count. It was 25 count was for my 2025 Hate Stitch Along. This is not a stitch along. I have a little bit. It's like 100 stitches or so. I haven't worked on it since my last, the last time. In fact, I still have floss on a needle, on my needle minder. But I love this pattern. I absolutely love this pattern. Just with the camping and the snow and hanging out with your loved one and seeing the Aurora Borealis. Oh my gosh, I love this pattern. So I've started. The important thing is I've started. For me, starting is the hardest thing to do. Absolutely the most difficult. So because I've started, I can just pick this up now and I don't even have to thread my needle. It's so good. But I'm really excited about it. And again, I'm really liking the grid. It is super helpful. But of course, with the grid, that means you better be doing the full coverage unless you like the white background. For sure. Oh, this is my Forest Friends. So you just saw this recently as well, but I have 3 of the 4 quadrants done. Look, my skunk is done. It's so pretty. So this is going to be a gift, I've decided. And I'm not going to say to whom, but this will be a gift. I'm very excited. And I think I've already said in a previous Voss tube, so you're just going to have to find it. Probably the last one. But yeah, I just finished up. I went to the Eastern Iowa Cross Stitchers. We met up and I did most of the flowers there. I think I had 501 stitches done during that day. And then the next day, which was a Sunday, I ended up finishing up all of the white and whatever flower thing was left. This white, by the way, is glow in the dark. Like there's even a border all the way around. You can't hardly see it, but it's glow in the dark. And so when I get this done, I'm either going to turn it into a pillow or it's going to be a framed, or it's whatever I feel like at the time, because I really don't know at this point. I've never done a pillow, so I don't want to mess it up since it's going to be a present. But I'm very excited for it. I think it's super cute and I can't wait to gift it. Oh, and this is one of my adopted ones. It's very cute. It's called the Garden Gang. Right here. Look at these guys. They're so adorable. This was actually mostly done. It came to me mostly finished. It is on linen. And there's a bunch of specialty stitches. And I'm pretty sure that those beards and mustaches probably are French knots, which I'm fine with. I actually don't mind French knots at all. I kind of like doing them. But yeah, here they go. I just need to do, it looks like their facial hair. So it works. And maybe their eyes? I'm not sure. No, their eyes are already in. It's literally just their facial hair. Yeah. So that'll be new and fun and exciting. It's very cute. I can't wait to put this up. Like, I think it's adorable. Oh, yeah. Garden Gang, it's my Holiday Sparrow Designs right here. I wanted to make sure to tell you in case you liked it and you wanted it. So another artsy housewife that y'all saw earlier this month here in July. Lit. I love this. I worked on that. So this is what I've gotten done. This is 18 count pistachio from Atomic Ranch. Absolutely gorgeous. Also, this is the other whip go for August. It's so funny that both my holiday pieces came in the month after I had worked on them. It is so funny, but I'm not complaining. Not at all, because I love both of those pieces. So this is lit. This cardinal is life to me. I'm doing a pirate and robin conversion, except for the cardinal, the red color. I do have a Silks for You version of red for that. So that's what I've been working on for lit. And we're hitting all our holiday pieces right here, right now. So this is Infinite Christmas by Barbara Anna Designs. It's on 18 count Ada Vintage by Bestitch Me. It's an opalescent 2/1 full cross. And this is going to be really faint. Really faint. I know this side is up though. And I don't know if you can tell, but I've done this really super light color all the way around. And then we have, well, they look like mountains, but they're going to be houses, the snow, and then the stars. But look at how it sparkles. It sparkles so pretty. And we even have these little pale poinsettias right there. So pretty. Absolutely gorgeous. I love this. It'll be fun to work on it again. But I'll probably do that once it gets a little bit cooler, a little bit colder perhaps. Or I don't know, whenever the mood strikes me. It's just kind of how I roll, you know? I have another artsy housewife, and this was actually Gigi's birthday one, which is Hyperbole. I haven't worked on this at all since I put in the first 100 stitches, and I need to do it. I need to add more, but yeah, here we go. It's 100 stitches. I don't even know. I think it's probably like this. And this is the corner. And that's where I started. There's a whole bunch more colors that go into it. And it has an alphabet and so many flowers and just a whole bunch of like crazy colors. I think it'll be super cool. This is on Sea Glass. It's an 18 count Ada, also by Bestitch Me. I think it's really pretty. But I need to get some more on there. This is kind of embarrassing at this point. I need to do so probably before next month, because I know at some point Cass and I are going to be doing one of our special videos again where we get together and we look at and talk through all of the same projects that we were working on separately, but they're the same project. So that's a thing. I need to work on it for sure. But okay, we're down to our last few of the cross stitch and my last few of embroidery. I do have some embroidery. So this is Santa's Arrival Stocking by How Frank. Right here from 2002. And I still love this. Okay, I absolutely love it. It's so cool. I love this reindeer. Oh, it's so cute. So we did a lot on this in July. I'm really pleased with it. So this is where we ended up. Love it. So I will be focusing on the other Santa's Arrival stocking, of course. which was the one that I showed you earlier with Santa's truck stocking, which is the one I showed you earlier with the truck. And because I want to get that out this year. So maybe it can be put together and everything by Christmas to its intended recipient. So we will see. Now I also went to a kind of a crafty thrift shop or so. It's called Create Exchange, and you get to exchange. You can essentially be like, hey, I don't need these things anymore. And then you can either donate it or potentially get store credit or stuff like that. And then other people can purchase them at a discount. So I did that with a couple of WIPs. I thought this is funny. Laundry today or naked tomorrow. I felt like I need a reminder because laundry is not my best cleaning subject. So yeah, this is a Dimensions kit as well. And I haven't done any stitches on it myself, but this is how far along it is. So that'll be really fun. And what'll probably end up happening is I'll be putting this in where my washer dryer are, because that's actually like behind that wall. So I think it's cool. It's super cute and really kind of fun. And again, I do love adopting a piece, so you know. And another piece that I've adopted from there as well. This is called Graceful Eagle. It's a Creative Accents kit. It's absolutely beautiful. Look at this. Look at that majestic eagle. Oh. And, well, there is a lot. Let me see if I can get this out here. There's actually a lot completed on this. In fact, I don't think I would have gotten it if there wasn't this much done. But someone's got to finish it. Look. It is gorgeous. I love this. It's so pretty. I think this is a 14 count as well. But somebody spent a lot of time on this and then either decided they didn't want it or, you know, someone bought it at an estate, or I don't really know. But I do want to finish it and maybe frame it up. I might give this to someone else too. Who knows? We will see. I am not sure. But one thing I don't have is there is no floss for this. So I will have to get creative in order to get this done. But that is perfectly fine and acceptable to me. And then it looks like my last cross-stitch project before the embroidery is Artsy Housewife. It's called You Got It. And it's on Boneyard by Bestitch Me, an 18 count. And this is where I am. So I color completed this brown color. So you can see the outline of the owl right here. It is so pretty. I love this. I'm considering turning this into a gift as well. Even though I have 3 other birds with the same background, I'm seriously considering gifting this to a friend of mine who'll be coming into the country because he goes by Sleepy Owl. So we'll see. There's going to be a massive coffee cup right here that'll say, you got this. Also, this is a great fabric, Boneyard. It's this beautiful bone and blue color. Oh, I love it. I absolutely love it. So we'll see how this turns out. There's also like another owl pattern that I don't have presently that I believe has the same owl but without the coffee cup that I'm considering maybe purchasing and then creating for Sleepy as well. But we will see. But those are my cross stitches. Now, I do have some embroidery and some really cool ones. The first 3 projects I have are actually samplers. And it's really kind of funny because I don't think I'm done with any of them. But my friend Brian and I, we wanted to try some embroidery. And so we just bought some kits online and like from Amazon and started to learn stitches. So this was the first sampler. that we tried. And what I really love about it, so you got like the long and short down here. You have the chain, the fishbone, the runner. Like I already knew some of these. Some of these I didn't. Like this one. Oh my gosh. The woven rose. Satin stitch. Yeah, no, I didn't know how to do that. I do now, but this heart is satin stitch. In fact, all of those will be. We have the back stitch, which any seasoned cross stitcher knows how to do, especially if that cross stitcher had kits from the 90s and early aughts. There's a lot of back stitch on them. Stem stitch, which was, I might actually have to research that one again. And then of course the whip back as well. And then we have all the different French knots, which I say I did really well on those French knots right there. Very happy. And then the different strands, like 1 strand, 2 strand, 3 strand, 4, 5, 6. By the way, trying to do a French knot, or actually trying to thread an embroidery needle with 6 strands. No. Just no. Absolutely not. This was the second one that we had worked on with a whole bunch of other stitches, some more advanced ones, which I love. I love the little lazy daisy down there at the bottom. The fly stitch, the couching. I mean, they're so fun. They're so fun. Some of them, like the buttonhole wheel, I remember that was a bit more difficult for me. And then the pistol was just fun because it involves a French knot in it too. It's just like it's French knot with a tail. I love it. And then we have the third one, which we actually haven't finished that yet. That reminds me, Brina, you and we got to do that. But we started off with the cable chain, the bullion, which was so difficult. Oh my stars. It does look like a starfish. That was the hardest one. And then, of course, we have the feather as well that I've done. And I haven't done any of these middle ones, of course. But at least I haven't done these. I don't know if Brina has finished this one or not. I know she's finished the other two, including the middle, because you're supposed to learn all the stitches and then finish the middle using those stitches and then what you've learned previously. So, I mean, it's pretty cool. Now, the coolest embroidery that I have is right here. Get the paper out. It's called Church in the Wildwood. It's based off the Little Brown Church. Here is the image. This Little Brown Church is a church that my grandparents got married in, which I love. And there's even music. There's a hymn that goes with this as well. It is so cool. So I actually haven't worked on this since last September, but I love this so much. I need to work on it. This was from, I think, 1979, if I'm not mistaken. Nope, I am mistaken. 1978. Here we are. It's also very large. And you can see right here is where I worked on. I have the trees, and this is a big satin stitch as well. And then we have the trunk of this bush that I don't have the leaves on yet, no. But I did the background trees. And I think it's beautiful, and I love it. I need to bring this back out. I have to be careful with this fabric because it is so old. It's really easy to like pull the thread like through, and not just through the fabric like normal, but also from side to side. So if you pull it too tight, then it could disfigure the fabric. Oh, this brings me back. I need to work on this. Okay, I will do that. I will absolutely do that because I want this finished, framed, and on my wall. By the way, that big old satin stitch, I did that with 1 strand of floss. It took forever. But it's worth it. It is absolutely worth it. So, that was my WIP parade. Thank you so much for being here. If all y'all have made it this far, pat on the back for sure. All for you. I applaud you for your stamina, and I hope you got a lot of fun stuff done too. If you want to share what projects that you're working on, please let me know in the comments below. And while you're doing so, if you made it this far, go ahead and put like a little spool and thread or a sewing needle in the chat. I would love to see how many of you made it to the very end. But thank you so much for watching my mid-year 2025 WIP Parade. I will do another one of these probably in January of 26, just because the end of December gets so busy with holidays and everything. I will see you in the next floss tube. Remember, my cottage is always open. Bye-bye, everyone, and happy stitching!